God damn it, Internet. Oh. The Internet is quite the horrible place. It's like stepping through the door to the Twilight Zone.
You don't want to go in there. You don't.
Now, I browse DeviantArt because DeviantArt has a lot of great artists on there. But sometimes when you see what's new or the latest things that have been added to the DeviantArt website, you raise a few eyebrows. I found an individual who is sexually attracted to Skeletor's HAVOC staff from the classic He-Man cartoon. Yeah. He made a journal about how he had to just get this off his chest, how he's been holding this in for over 30 years. And he also made an image that embodies his fantasy regarding Skeletor's HAVOC staff. I know a lot of you guys don't believe me right now. This is fucking real, alright? This is fucking real. He is sexually attracted to a ram skull on a pole. I just can't imagine what you would do with this thing right here. What would you possibly do with it? Oh, come here. Stick it in your ass. Oh, man. And he prays. No. 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 Let's read his journal he made revealing his sexual deviancy. You're coming with me, Staffy. My Lifelong Confession by Planet Walkers. Mood: nervous watching Skeletor's HAVOC staff. When I was a child, back in the 1980s, I watched the He-Man cartoon and had a strange fondness for Skeletor's HAVOC staff. I always stared at it when it was on the screen. I just could not take my eyes off of it. I started to get some very nice feelings in both the pit of my stomach and down below in my underwear. I had no idea what it was at the time. I simply called it being interested in his staff and told no one. Years later, I learned that it was a sexual arousal and attraction I had for the staff. Whenever Skeletor had it knocked out of his hands, I would get extra excited to see it fly through the air and land on the ground. He seldom went back to recover his staff. It was often just forgotten about and was never seen or mentioned again. Occasionally he would cry out, "My staff!" or "Where is my staff?" It always gave me goosebumps. When I was not watching the cartoon, I fantasized in my head on what happened to his staff afterwards. I figured it was always just left out in the open air somewhere and was forgotten about as Skeletor pined away for his beloved staff. The staff to me is a character in itself. I can't help but look in that ram's skull eyes and get the feeling that it's alive and has feelings too. The very look and shape of the staff is very attractive. Staring down from the ram's skull, I love how the long pole of the staff starts out thick and wide and then tapers as it makes its way down to that large ball at the end. I always wish I could put my hands on the head and kiss it, oh, so HAVOC staff, and gently caress it as I slide my hands down the tapering long pole down to the ball. I would then rub the ball and kiss it over and over. Oh. These pictures are from episodes where Skeletor loses his staff. It's not every episode, but that's because some shots looks the same and because the very losing of it is not very interesting. He loses his staff a lot and it's a shame, but at the same time, it feels so good and so right to see. It feels really good to confess this and to finally get it out of my system after nearly 30 years. Thank you, and I hope there are others out there who will find pleasure in this. Well, I think we can all agree that there is 2 bits of news we can deliver to Planet Walkers. First, the good news is that someone did find pleasure in you coming out of your skeleton closet. Now, for the bad news is that it's not people of like mind. We don't want to stick our dicks in ram skull eye holes or jam staffs up our ass or kiss the ball of a staff. But as I told you guys earlier, this gentleman created an image to represent the embodiment of his fetish. And he also has a foot fetish for a lot of the creatures that we see in He-Man, like Ratlore and dragons as well. And this image he created with Ratlore is basically what he wants to do to the staff. And I'll narrate. One day, Ratlore was wandering in the woods.
Is that? It is! It's Skeletor's HAVOC staff. He must have dropped it, left it behind and forgot about it. No one seems to be around. I'm gonna do what I've always wanted to do with it. That feels great on my toes! Fuck yeah! Now for the ball at the end. I always wanted to rub my sweaty feet up against this ball. Crunch. Oh no! I broke its staff! No matter, I can still keep it all for myself. I think I'll take it home and have some fun. Hee hee hee.
Definitely strange. But you know what's more? You know what's more? This guy is also sexually attracted to Prince John's crown from the Disney movie Robin Hood. I kid you fucking not. And the more damage the crown gets, the sexier it becomes. I have to get this out of my system! By Planet Walkers. I have to confess, like Toon Gloves and Feet, I have a fetish for Prince John's crown from the Disney version of Robin Hood. It goes back to when I was a child. I used to stare at his crown and get some nice feelings down below. I loved watching it sway around on his head as he held on to it to keep it from falling off. I felt terrible when I saw his crown break, but became aroused to see it broken. Especially that one broken jewel in the front. Forever, some jewels were even missing and were lost. I used to, and still do, fantasize about what happened to his crown and what his reaction was like. Did he cry? Was he so upset? Or did he not care? I even once dreamed when I was young about him trying to get his crown fixed. Typing this now makes my chest pound and excites me so much! I don't really care what anyone thinks! I had to get this out of my system after so many years of hiding! Do you guys know what'll be the ultimate boner for this guy?
Meh!
Oh yeah. But anyway guys, that's all for Mr. Planet Walkers. There's plenty of more interesting people on the internet, so you'll see a lot more videos like this. If you guys like the video, you know what to do. Share it with your friends, subscribe if you like the content, there's plenty more headed your way. Thank you for watching the video, and you all have a good day. And to everyone on the internet, stay strange!